Spark your momentum, stand when it shakes. Storms will test you. They always do. They arrive unannounced. A sudden shift in the atmosphere of your life. One moment, clear skies. The next, the horizon darkens, and you feel the first drops of rain. It's the phone call you never wanted, the email that changes everything, the quiet dread that settles in your heart without a clear reason why. These are the storms that reveal what we're made of. They don't ask for permission. They simply demand that you endure. Pressure will push you. It builds from all sides, a relentless force. At school, it's the weight of expectation, the fear of not measuring up. At work, it's the deadline that won't move, the project that feels impossible, the constant need to prove your worth. At home, it's the unspoken tensions, the responsibilities that stack up until you can barely breathe. This pressure seeks out your weakest points. It wants to find a crack, a vulnerability. It whispers that you are not strong enough, not smart enough, not capable enough to handle it all. Life will shake you. It will send tremors through the very ground you stand on. The foundations you thought were solid will suddenly feel like sand. A friendship falters. A promise is broken. A path you were certain of disappears into fog. This is the nature of uncertainty. It's a deep, unsettling quake that challenges your sense of stability and security, leaving you feeling adrift and disoriented. It makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself and your world. But you were not built to break. This is the fundamental truth you must hold on to when the wind howls and the ground trembles. All that force, all that pressure, all that uncertainty, it is not your undoing. It is your proving ground. You possess a strength that is deeper than circumstance. You have a resilience woven into the very fiber of your being. You were designed to withstand the impact, to absorb the shock, and to remain whole. You were built to stand, not just to survive, but to stand firm, to plant your feet when the floods rise, to lift your head when the winds rage, to find your balance when the world is shaking. This is your design. This is your purpose in the storm. To face the elements, not with arrogance, but with a quiet, unyielding confidence in the foundation beneath you. You were built for this. You were built to stand. In the heart of ancient wisdom, we find a story, a simple, powerful metaphor for how we build our lives. It's a blueprint for resilience, a guide for constructing a self that can withstand any storm. It begins with a choice, the ground upon which we choose to build. The scripture reads, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock." Think about that. The storm was inevitable. The rain, the floods, the wind. They came for the wise man, just as they come for us all. The test wasn't whether the storm would arrive, but whether the foundation would hold. His practice, his commitment to building on something solid and true, was his salvation. The rock was his anchor. But the story doesn't end there. It offers a crucial warning, a second path. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. The same storm, the same wind, the same rain, but a different outcome. The foolish man also heard the words. He had access to the same wisdom. But hearing isn't enough. Knowledge without action is like building on sand, shifting, unstable, and bound to be washed away when the pressures of life rise. The crash wasn't just loud, it was great, a total collapse. This isn't a story about punishment, but about physics. It's about consequences. A weak foundation cannot support a life through a storm. So the question for us is simple yet profound. Are we merely hearing, or are we doing? Are we building on the shifting sands of fleeting feelings and shallow commitments, or on the unshakable rock of deliberate practice and foundational truth? Every day, with every choice, we are laying another stone or scooping another handful of sand. We are all builders. The only question is, what kind of foundation are you creating for the inevitable storm? The rain will fall, the winds will blow, the ground will tremble, yet the rock remains. So how do we build this unshakable house? It's not a single act, but a daily practice, a conscious choice to build resilience moment by moment. Here's your practice, broken down into 3 core disciplines. First, anchor yourself in truth. This isn't just a feeling, it's an action. Make it a daily habit to read something that grounds you, that speaks life into your spirit. Take a moment to journal your thoughts, untangling the noise of the day and finding clarity on the page. Try memorizing just one verse, one sentence of profound truth that you can carry with you. Let it become the compass that guides your thoughts when you feel lost. This is how truth moves from your head to your heart, becoming a solid anchor in the swirling waters of uncertainty. Second, strengthen your foundation daily. A strong foundation is rarely built in isolation. It's reinforced by community. Surround yourself with people who will speak honestly and support you unconditionally. Seek counsel from those you trust, those who have weathered their own storms and can offer wisdom. Remember, strength isn't built in grand gestures, but in small, consistent habits. Each conversation, each shared burden, each act of showing up for one another adds another layer of reinforcement to your foundation, making it stronger than you could ever be alone. Finally, cultivate your storm posture. When the winds inevitably begin to blow, what is your immediate response? Instead of reacting with panic, practice a new reflex. First, just breathe. Take one slow, intentional breath to calm your nervous system and clear your mind. In that space of stillness, pray or meditate. Connect with your anchor of truth. From that place of centeredness, you can then act with wisdom, not out of fear. Breathe, pray, act. This simple posture allows you to face the storm not as a victim, but as a grounded, resilient soul, ready to stand firm. You are not fragile, you are fortified. I am strong in the storm, I am anchored in truth, I am unshaken. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spark Your Momentum. Stand firm, stand tall, stand unshaken.